Okay, so this is the transmission cover that we're looking to get custom stitched after I've made it to where it'll fit. What I'd like is, a nice clean stitch put in here. That's actually how it sits on the transmission tunnel, as it actually does have that angle to it. But anyway, a stitch here. This actually came from the factory like this, with this cut like this, so it could be left alone until it gets over to in here. This was stuff I had to cut to make custom, so I don't know if this can be cleaned up or not, but it also kind of sits with a slight 90 on it when it's on the truck. So it's hard to see that bad cut when it's sitting right, but if there's any way to clean that up, that would be great. On this side, there's these holes that, this is where the gear shift comes up, shift lever comes through, and I like the way that they've done the edging here. I just need something to keep this from tearing. This is actually where a lever comes through as well. Just push it straight in, push it straight out. But then here, if we could do something similar around that edging that's like that, or even just some kind of piping, I just need this to be dealt with around the side of it to where it's nice and clean. If it can be cut a little straighter, that's fine, but just need to put some kind of a piping on that. I need another seam stitched in here. And then once all these seams are done and these edges are taken in, and something here possibly to keep that from tearing, I do have a little cover that can go over that, so it's not a big deal if we can't, as well as the seam over here and something to consider for there. Once all that's done, what I'd like to do is have, just how there's piping around the edge here, I'd like to have the whole thing repiped around all the edge. So coming around, and then if necessary, just repiping over the top of this, coming in here and getting some piping in there, and coming around, either piping over what's already there or taking one off what's there and repiping the edge of it. But this seam right here would be okay if we did something like that here, or if it could be cleaner, that's fine too. I put backer pieces and used upholstery glue to kind of get it to where it roughly needs to be. So that should give something to stitch into as needed. And just try to make these line up as cleanly as possible.